This is Bimbo Barbarella with the Bimbo Barbarella Music Program, and this is my usual Wednesday show. It is on Thursday, and the main reason for that is yesterday here in Tampa, we had the hurricane come through, but we were actually very fortunate because as it was passing the Tampa Bay area, it was still way out in the Gulf of Mexico. Um, I feel sorry for people that live up in an area of Florida called the Big Bend, and that's where the state makes its turn to go up north towards Tallahassee. Cities like Cross Key and Perry got walloped. And then it goes across the state and slams into Jacksonville. And Jacksonville actually, because I keep in touch with a couple of friends there, they actually got walloped. And then it did a number on Charleston, South Carolina. So people, they were worried about us, and it did more damage on the other side of the state. So once again, Tampa, Florida got lucky, and we got a little bit of hurricane stuff here. Not much. I have a rain gauge that I built in my backyard, and we got 8 inches of rain. But it was enough to fill up my retention pond. So I'm gonna go out later on and see if there's any weird new creatures in the retention pond, because after like a tropical storm or hurricane, there's always some odd fish or some odd animal that washed up from in back of the house, because our property butts up against a protected wildlife area, and there's a lot of weird animals in there. There's a lot of weird animals in there. So, but it's nice and sunny now, and like I said, a lot of people, they really got slammed kind of hard. So give your prayers out to them. Even if you can't donate money, which I'm not here to promote that, but unless you lived through a hurricane, hurricanes are bad in the way that there's just the anticipation of knowing that they're coming. Because no natural disaster is good. A tornado, you really have no idea. You know that it's like tornado weather, but you don't know if a tornado is gonna land on your house and whisk you away to Oz. An earthquake, you have like zero time, because you could be sitting in your living room playing a game of Yahtzee with Uncle Ned, and the next thing you know, your roof falls in on you, and you're mad because you actually had a really good hand playing Yahtzee. And wildfires too. They know them, but they don't know where they're going to go, and it's just and weather is funny, weather is tricky. And, you just have to deal with it. Unfortunately, there's really nothing we can do about it. So, right, that being said, coming up um, on the College of Knowledge is our Top Rock program, and we're going to grace you with the band The Velvet Underground and Lou Reed, um, John Cale. It's going to be 12 songs, and it can be 12 songs from the band Velvet Underground, Lou Reed, John Cale, even Sterling Morrison released a couple of albums, I do believe. So it's good because, well, the Velvet Underground only released, I think, 5 real albums. Lou Reed's produced, not produced, but recorded, like 16, 17. John Cale's produced, I don't know how many, so I won't even make up a number. And that show is Saturday at 8 p.m. You know that we usually have our music shows on Friday. There's a very specific reason why this show is on Saturday. And I wasn't going to make mention of why it is, but there is a reason why it is on Saturday. And like I said, I wasn't going to, bring up the subject. But, a lot of my faithful watchers and listeners might be wondering why. Why is her Friday show this week on Saturday? And the main reason is at the end of our last program, Leonard Skinner, I wrote down the wrong date. I wrote down September 2nd, and tomorrow's going to be September 1st. And that's it. That's the excuse, and that's one of the true things that you'll hear me say. That is the truth. I wrote down the wrong date. Oh, well. I've been under a lot of stress, with Cat Daddy's cancer radiation, and that's something that he has to get done every single day. Well, Monday through Friday, every single day. And it's really not that bad because it's only like 15 minutes. It takes us, and we live very close to this to this cancer center. It's not like the one that I have to go to. That's a specialty cancer center, the one down in Tampa. This is about 15 minutes from our house. Then he has to go in and change into like one of those gowns. And his treatment is only like 15 minutes. So it takes him longer to change into the gown and to get prepped for the treatment than the treatment actually is. But this I don't mind telling you. He's got prostate cancer, and for men, prostate cancer is, unfortunately, any cancer can kill you. Prostate cancer is one of the most curable of the cancers. One of the most curable cancers. There's a lot of cancers that are very curable. For instance, one of my cancers I had was um, appendix cancer. No, don't like that. No, and you're always late for the music show, which I'll bring it up again. It's Saturday this week at 8 p.m. Not Friday, Saturday. But I was talking about my appendix cancer, and believe it or not, any part of your body can get cancer. So instead of going through all of that trouble, like chemo, radiation, they just took the appendix out, and that was it. I'm sure to be late on Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because 8 o'clock. So make sure that you set your alarm for 9, so that you can make your customary visits. Um, just as we're closing up shop. And hey, hello, Mrs. Hopkins. One of the professors is here. Hello. I was saying a little bit about our hurricane, and believe it or not, where Mrs. Hopkins lives, she just went through a bad storm. Oh my God. And so Mrs. Hopkins says, okay, and everybody who watches my show knows that 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 Mama B is she's really not a professor in the College of Knowledge, but she is the commander of cool. I don't know. I'd rather be the commander of cool than a professor, but that's just me. Yeah. Oh my God. And Lou Reed. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh. And so you were in California when that's. Yeah, because I've got a good friend who I talked to when because I lived in San Diego for a while, and that's where she lives. She said they got like maybe an inch of rain. And then you go into like the Inland Empire, which is like Death Valley. And they got slammed. They got more rain in Death Valley in like 2 days than they do in like 2 years. Mud City, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, that's out by the Salton Sea. So who knows? Maybe the Salton Sea is, back to being a sea again. If you don't know what we're talking about, in southern California, it's called the Inland Empire. There's this lake called the Salton Sea, and it's even saltier than the Great Salt Lake in Utah. So don't like that said. The water came at us as kind of like bullets. Yeah, I mean, and you guys, you're not used to stuff like that. Here in Florida, that happens 2 to 3 times a year sometimes. One time when I was living in Orlando, we had 3 hurricanes within the span of 5 weeks. And the last hurricane ended up being the strongest one, but it did the least amount of damage because it had knocked down all of the dead trees. So that was, I don't know, it wasn't good, but it was good that it saved, the worst hurricane for the end when it couldn't do any more damage. But, and so back to Lou Reed, me and Mrs. Hopkins were talking earlier. I mean, because I am a big fan of Lou Reed. And I easily could have done 20 songs on him just by himself. And one thing that I like about Lou Reed is his singing voice. He's almost like he's speaking poetry to music. That's what I like about him. And he sings about topics that are controversial, to say the least. Um, One of their biggest hits that actually got banned from the radio and still is a song called Heroin. Could have sold a case of bottled water for 50 cents. Yeah, and now in Florida, though, they have laws against that about, like, like price gouging, which I can kind of see. I can kind of see that. Because I'm all for making money any way I can. But yeah, but I don't know. I mean, if somebody came up to me and I had a case of bottled water and they wanted to buy it from me for $50, I'd have no problem selling it to you. But I wouldn't go advertising it. The day before it hit, yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's the way it was in here. Tuesday, I live close to where a Lowe's is, and Lowe's always has big parking lots. The parking lot was stretched out onto the highway, big highway, big like 3-lane highway each way. It was stretched out into the highway of people going into Lowe's and buying stuff. And now, if you live in this part of the country, you should kind of be prepared, because we have a storage unit and we have pre-cut pieces of wood that if it was bad enough, I would have gone down and put them over the windows. I didn't even bother doing that. Didn't even bother doing that because I knew that it wasn't going to be exceptionally bad for us, which it wasn't. So, and like I said, I'm happy for that. But like I said, I know people in Jacksonville, got it worse than we did, and they're on the other side of the state, 350 miles north, on the Atlantic Ocean side of Florida. So you can never tell with these things. But back to our show, the Velvet Underground Lou Reed. It's going to be 12 songs, and it could be in any combination you want. It could be 9 Lou Reed songs. It could be 3 Velvet Underground songs. It could be all 12 Velvet Underground songs. Any way you want it. There's no, set defining number. Because those songs are so interchangeable that I've had a couple people, say, "Oh, I don't know any Lou Reed or Velvet Underground songs." And I say, "Yeah, you do. You just don't know that you do. But you do." Yes, oh yes, he was brilliant. And he was way, way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time. And the big thing is, oh hello Miss Easy Street, and the big thing with him is like the VU, is they're known for that iconic first album that has the picture of the banana on it. That was drawn by Andy Warhol. Because Andy Warhol had some early influences on that band. Because a lot of them, they were all part of the Andy Warhol scene. That's why a lot of the early songs were like Kathy Says and Valerie Says, Monica Says, all girls' names, because they were all part of like the Lou Reed experience. Hello, and here's another of the world famous professors of the College of Knowledge, Mr. Pirate Radio. Yeah, and I was telling people, Mark, why I changed why I changed the date from Friday to Saturday, and there's a very specific reason why I did. And I wasn't going to bring it to anybody's attention, because it's really nobody's business, but I'll tell people, I don't care. It's because at the end of Leonard Skinner, I found out that I had written down the date wrong. So that's it. Wrangled the big trash out to the street. The only trash I got is like a bunch of sticks. And the sticks I can just throw in the next yard, which nobody lives in. So I'll just throw the sticks over there. Yeah, but we didn't have any trees fall down. 3 weeks ago, it rained for 15 minutes and we lost power. Here we go through a category, I think by the time it went by Tampa it was 2, a category 2 hurricane, and we don't lose power. No, come on. Yeah, okay, Easy Street. Yeah, that was the name. Yeah, The Factory with Lou Reed and Andy Warhol. And I'm sure that there was a lot of crazy stuff going on at The Factory. So what's that, AK Ray? Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of things, see, because part of my county here in Tampa is it's like sea level, and the places that are sea level, they got flooded, no doubt. They got flooded. And of course they had to show the pictures of the dopey people who were driving, and then their cars, their cars are now abandoned and ruined because they had to go out during the hurricane. Oh my God, I'm out of beer. I need more beer. So they get in their car and they drive 10 feet and they land in a hole, and the car's ruined for life because they needed beer. But where I live in the county, it's we're actually like I think it's like 10 or 11 feet above sea level, which doesn't seem like much, but in a storm like that we don't get the storm surge. So, and like I was saying, you have all these people lined up, buying all of these planks of wood at Lowe's And so now they got 18 planks of like sheets of wood, and they got 18 planks of them. What are they going to do with them? What are they gonna build a little? What are they gonna build a like dog condominium for their dog or something, or build like a giant ass birdhouse, where birds have their own little room. Just people don't think when it comes to storms like this. Because don't like that said, and it's true. Anything like this, if you've been through it, you go to the food store and people are, just panic buying. They're buying, like 18 cans of tuna. I mean, there was so much panic buying this, and I swear to God that some of these news organizations are in on it, because I think that they overhype and overpump up people's fear. I mean, because even the shredded beets, the cans of shredded beets were gone. Cans of chicken in a can were gone. Cans of creamed eels were gone. All the bluefish heads were gone. Um, all the deviled owl eggs were gone. I mean, everything was gone. And they were showing pictures of the supermarket chain here called Publix, that they actually closed early because they pretty much basically had no food. And how desperate are you if you have to buy a can of shredded beets? I mean, eating beets are okay. They're not my favorite thing, but they're all right. I'm not going to sit there in the middle of a rainstorm eating shredded beets. No, I'm not going to eat shredded beets and deviled owls. You know, and then you wonder why Junior, doesn't eat his dinner, because you're giving him shredded beets and deviled owls. I wouldn't want to eat that crap either. It's yes, and Jen says it's better to be safe than, and Easy Street says it's better to be safe than sorry. To always have an emergency stash. Oh yeah, because over in the area, like I said, that got flooded. Yeah, they have boiled water. Well, because it's all salt water coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. If you're not boiling that, you won't have to worry about salting your hot dogs, because they'll be plenty salty enough. Right, last minute is not the time to prepare. That has got to be one of the stupidest things I have ever seen in my life. And granted, I'm 75 years old, and and I've seen a lot of stupid things. I forget where I was, but I saw somebody at like a barbecue have a hot dog and salt their hot dog. Can you imagine needing to salt a hot dog? You might as well just take the salt container, open it up, and drink that with a glass of water, because you're getting the same effect. Because there's some, and those are the same people who think, they say, oh well, you should drink more water. Oh, I drink plenty of water. I drink like 3 liters of soda a day. I'm getting water in that. No, you're not getting water in soda. It's a liquid. It's yeah, but it's not water. You know what I mean. It's, which I'm a good one to talk. I'm drinking, raspberry ginger ale. I mean, because I could go out to the store and um, get my non-alcoholic Heineken, but what am I just gonna do? Oh, sit here and drink by myself? Looking at like Bible websites or something. So, um, these shows really aren't all that long. I do appreciate. There's Grilling and Chilling with Mojo. Hello, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while, and you're always welcome here. Um, you know, um, these Wednesday shows really aren't that long, even though it's done on Thursday. That's why I have to put that in Wednesday show on Thursday, because when I first started Wednesday shows, I think I forgot. And so I did it on Thursday, but I called it a Wednesday show. And I forget who it was, but they brought to my attention that, oh, that I didn't know what day it was. I says, really, with all the stuff that's going on, you're concerned that I don't know what day it is? Yeah, AKA says beets for dessert. Shredded beets. Maybe Ben and Jerry's can come up with a shredded beets flavored ice cream. Wait, what is this? You know, that line is so dumb. That's I tend to believe that's 100% true. Believe in Pop Tarts. Yeah, but then if you lose power, then you got to eat a toaster free Pop Tart. Which I actually like toaster free Pop Tarts better than regular Pop Tarts. Yeah. Okay, AKA Ray, really, if you were in a hurricane, what would be your go-to dessert? Would it be beets? Or would it be the melted ice cream that you have to eat up real fast because you got no freezer and your power's out and your ice cream's gonna melt anyway? I know what you could do. You could stick the Pop Tarts in the melting ice cream. That way you get two desserts at one time. So you're solving that dilemma. Oh, so Al has one more radiation treatment tomorrow. And he goes Monday through Friday, and he's got like 3 weeks left. So Easy Streets is, here we go. And she's the historian for the College of Knowledge. So mostly things she says does have some kind of basis of fact. When I say something like that, it's just purely made up. I'll be the first to admit it. They were able to pull their data from the top selling items of a hurricane would be, and they discovered the top seller was beer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and around here we have a lot of I don't know. I hope nobody gets offended when I say this, but we got a lot of rednecks and hillbillies around here, and they're not gonna and we ain't gonna waste no money on food. We got to get beer and potato chips. Food. What am I gonna do with food in a hurricane? All I need is my beer. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the same guy that you see, who's ran out of beer, and his street is flooded. So he's in there in a canoe, canoeing up to the convenience store, and he says, Clem, we don't have any more beer. He said, what? Y'all ain't got no more beer. What am I supposed to drink? And so Clem goes home, and he's beerless, and they had already run out of chips. So Clem made that trip all the way up to the store in his canoe, down his street, and was disappointed. And strawberry Pop-Tarts sold 7 times greater than normal. Ooh. Ugh. Oh. Oh, great, wonderful. There's a wasp in here. Oh, that's lovely. I know exactly what that wasp is going to do. He's going to sting me. Why not? Why not? Oh, and let me show you what my dope... Okay, you guys have seen my Dopey Cat Misfit. If you watched my show enough, you see, Misfit, the orange cat, Look at what she did to my leg. She was eating snacks, and she rolled over, fell off of my desk, look at that gouge on my leg. And I yelled at Misfit, and she ran underneath my sofa bed here. But and that's a big cat, and she's probably got to be close to like 90 pounds. So having that big Lomox fall on you and scratching like that, it hurt. Really did. So I'm actually hoping to get infected. That way I can go to the hospital, and then I can get a nurse to come out here and stay with him, and I can lay in the hospital and get some much needed relaxation. Maybe I can think of a better plan than that, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been to Dracula, Georgia. Yeah. Barley, hops, and chips. Yeah. But you know what's funny? And I think I've mentioned this before. Now that I don't drink anymore, a couple weeks ago we were at a little party at Al's family's house, and they're all major German drunks, and I was there, sober, and it's so funny just watching drunk people when you're not drinking, because I'm just sitting back, shaking my head, eyes are rolling up into the top of my head, and I'm saying, my God, did I act like that? And the worst plan, everybody, I know that I did. I know that I did. So, yes, Ms. Hopkins, that definitely hurt. Oh, it did, because it was bleeding. It was bleeding like hell. I had to use one of Al's bandage wounds. Oh, to stop the blood, I had to wrap it up. Thankfully, with all of his stuff, I'm sort of like a make-believe nurse. Because if you remember, I have that nurse's uniform that I wore. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. That's pretty much gonna call it a day. Call it a day. I just wanted to, you know, bring to attention our show coming up on Saturday, this week. Not Friday, Saturday. And um, we'll see what kind of crowd we get, because with this being Labor Day, we might get my usual decent crowd, or, there might be, 7 of us talking to each other. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully, get some people, that are new to the show or want to check it out. That would be nice. AKA Ray. Let me see what you're saying. Ever wake up and ask where? Oh my God, many times. Or then I would wake up and I'd go through my wallet and I'd see that somebody had, they'd stolen, like $2 for bus fare home. Those are the kind of quality people that you need to meet. So, all right, guys. Thanks for everybody that participated on the Wednesday show on Thursday. I don't know if I'm okay. Yes, Ray. And like I said, hopefully we'll see you Saturday. So tomorrow, give me some time to work on a new song that I'm crafting. Because people seem to have liked the last song I did. And even as much as I think I'm a terrible musician, that one really wasn't that bad. But I am working on another song, a new song that I composed. It's about the fine art and skill that all of us possess, and a art and skill that we all use very occasionally and comes in handy a lot of times. It's called procrastination. And as usual, my lyrics are pretty good. My musical ability, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So, okay, guys. I probably won't do anything tomorrow, so I don't know. I might even have to mow the lawn on Saturday, because I just mowed it. And with all of the rain we've had all week long, I was out there today. Oh my God, it's like 6-7 inches high now already. And the more I let it go, the more I'm not able to use my push lawnmower through it. And I want to tell you, and you know how cheap Cat Daddy is? I don't even have a electric push lawnmower. I've got one of those old ones from the 1950s that are just, like a wheel and a blade. And that makes it even harder to mow the lawn. Okay, Mrs. Hopkins, yeah, give Mama B some tea and cream, and at the end of this show, we'll go back to Fridays. we'll come up with some songs and let her pick our next one. No, but that's the God's honest truth. I wrote down the wrong date. Oh, well, you know, shit happens. Okay, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You know that I appreciate everybody that comes on, everybody who leaves a message, everybody who watches this after I'm done. I just need to get more viewers, and I was speaking to a professional in like YouTubing and stuff like that, and this person told me some helpful hints on how to get more viewers and how to get my what?
I don't know if I can take anymore with the cats pooping all over and everything on the floor in the kitchen.
What?
Take a look right now. You tell me, it's not right. The cats need to be trained to go into the litter box. Litter box is right there. And there's a right in the middle of the floor. There's again. One cat pooed on the floor downstairs. Other one just right now on the up in the kitchen there.
Well, then save it.
I'm not gonna save it. I can't keep doing it no more. I'm done.
You're done, okay.
No,
all
you
right.
can do it. I'll let it pile up on the floor. And it can stink to high heaven, and when you step in, it'll smash it all over the floor. Then when people come to visit, and the stenches, they won't come back no more.
Well, then that's good.
And the nurses from my floor won't come back.
That's good, because you don't want the nurses here anyway.
So
I'll be out in 83 seconds, Al.
yeah, 83 seconds. By the time it's going to be all over and be another place. I just can't do it no more. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, all right.
I will take the cats to the ASPCA.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. Either you do something, okay?
All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. All right. Well, I'll give them each some money to make them stop.
No, it ain't gonna do.
Yeah, well.
It ain't gonna do.
Yeah, well. Oh, you know, cats. They know the value of my money. They know the value of money.
Now the cat's in your room now. There.
Yes. Okay. That's fine.
One cat is in your room. Right there. Come on. Wanna go out here?
Oh, you can't see. See? And that's a little pine cone. Well, you better get pine cone, Al.
I can't do this no more. I'm serious.
All right, I'll be out in a second to clean it up.
Because otherwise I'm just going to quit going to the doctors too, everything.
Oh, what is it? Oh, what does
no,
the doctor...
it makes me tired. Everything is tiring, okay? If I don't want to go to the doctor, I don't have to go. When the man upstairs calls me, I'll go home up there. That's the way I look at it. I'm ready to go and leave.
Okay.
I'm not here to prolong my life.
Well, if you keep acting up, that's one thing that you won't have to worry about. So how was that for free entertainment, ladies and gentlemen? I'll see you all Saturday, and guaranteed it's not. Guaranteed it's not. All right. See you later. Good night.